Hello, it's Dave here. Welcome to my channel, Vintage Toy Rush. I'm live back in the collection room, also known as the Cave of Dave. Now, in the previous couple of videos, I unpacked my Coleco Rambo figures from the Force of Freedom and the Savage teams. And today, I'm going to unpack a couple of the Series 2 figures from the same line. And these are pretty rare. Welcome. Now today I'm going to unpack a couple of the Series 2 figures from the Coleco Rambo line. But before I do that, I'd just like to show you a catalogue from Coleco that shows all of the figures that are available in both Series 1 and Series 2. So here we have the Force of Freedom figures that I showed in my previous video. And at the bottom here we can see that there are new figures for Series 2. So we have TD Jackson, Muscle Power Rambo and Chief, and these characters actually did appear in the Force of Freedom cartoon. And for the Savage team, again, I showed these Series 1 figures before, but if you have a look at the bottom here, we have 4 new characters or 4 new baddies for the Savage team, and I think these figures are bad. I mean, these are what they should have been in the first place. Have a look at the Warhawk here. He's a much better rendition than the Series 1 figure. So we have Snakebite, Whip Action Warhawk, Dr. Hyde and X-Ray. So let's have a look at the figures that I've got. So the first one from the Savage team is Snakebite. So I have his card here. Let's have a look and see what his characteristics are. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, has a full face beard, clothing is patched and shredded. His specialty is that he's a habitant of the swamp and uses its slimy creatures as deadly weapons. So let's have a closer look at this figure. So we can see the head sculpt there. They weren't wrong about the beard. That's definitely a lockdown haircut there, or hairstyle. Pretty good face sculpt. We can see the Savage logo on the side, and he has a snake around his shoulders. Unlike the Series 1 figures, this has extra articulation. We can see that the elbow joints also move. He's got a watch there on his wrist and a band there. He has a knife in a holster, and if you have a look at the back, he has a box of things like rats, scorpions, snakes that he can use on his enemies. And then his weapon, I think, is a beast handler, something like that, but it allows him to capture his animals like this snake here and then dispatch them on his enemies. This is a really nice, clean figure. I have never seen another one of these in the UK at a toy fair or anywhere actually. I don't think I've even seen them on a video before. So I don't know how rare these are, but if you do have one of these, I'd love to know, especially if you're in the UK. I'd just love to know how many there are around. So that is Snakebite. And the other figure that I got from Series 2, which is actually one of my favourite figures of the whole line, and that is Dr. Hyde. So let's have a look at his card here. So he's 5'11". He has a reconstructed face and head, and he has an IQ of 180. He's a genius. He was an army surgeon, but he was discharged by the looks of it. He was dishonourable, and he has, looks like, criminal behaviour in his records. So let's have a closer look at this figure. So there we have the helmet that's covering his head, 2 ammo belts, some circuitry on the front there, around to the side. He has a small pistol in a holster. He has an AK-47 machine gun. Let's just have a look at his pack. And that's his backpack there. He also has the elbow joints that move, and then fairly plain trousers. Now, you may notice just here is a switch, and I think this is one of the best features in the whole range. If I switch that on, ta-da! Look at that. Isn't that an awesome action feature? Imagine getting this when you were a kid. That is just a great feature. So, there are the two Series 2 figures that I have from the Coleco Rambo line. I'd love to get the other figures, TD Jackson, Chief, X-Ray, and the Whip Action Warhawk. It would be amazing to find those figures, but I just never see them in the UK. If by any chance you know where to get hold of one, contact me. I'd love to get hold of these. So, if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe and like. And until the next time, stay safe and cheers.